Alright guys, I'm going to do my Skyliner update video that I told you I was going to do. So this is how we're going to start this off. First of all, if you don't know already, the Skyliner did have issues last night while I was there filming. We tried to get on it, it was closed down, and it was closed down due to they had some power problems with the Skyliner. Two Skyliners collided, and that caused kind of a multiple Skyliner pileup in one of the stations. And people were stuck on the ride for, at first we thought it was around 2 hours, but people have been reporting over 3 hours stuck on the Skyliner before being rescued. Problems were expected, but I don't think problems like they had were expected. With that being said, this video is going to get into what they did better. The wait times are improved vastly. The disability line, queue, all of that was way better. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to get you travel times, actual stopwatch travel times from each station. So how long is it going to take me to get from Hollywood Studios? How long is it going to take me to get the Caribbean Beach Resort, the Riviera, how long from the Riviera to Epcot, all that stuff. And then total travel time. And then also we have travel time on the boat, which we had to take last night because the Skyliner was down. So I'm going to show you that the boat is actually faster, but the Skyliner is a much cooler ride unless you get stuck on it. At that point, you probably won't think it's any cooler. So we're going to get into that and a bunch more construction, all kinds of cool stuff that we did last night. So here's the Skyliner update video. Let's get into it. Here we go. We're starting it.
So that wasn't too bad.
No, and that's without a disability line.
Yeah, so no disability line whatsoever today at Hollywood Studios. As you guys can see, the line was really long, wrapped almost all the way around to the bathrooms, and we started the timer as soon as we got in line. And from the time we got in line to the time we actually sat down on this Skyliner, it was
12 minutes and 6 seconds.
12 minutes and 6 seconds for a line that, as you guys can see in the video, is pretty well wrapped. But 12 minutes isn't too bad. So even if the line looks really bad, this thing moves really well, and they put a lot of people in these, so it actually goes really fast. It's not something that's going to take you an extended, huge, long period of time to get on. So it's really not that bad. So 12 minutes isn't too bad. Now we're going to start the timer. This is from the station at Hollywood Studios. How long is it going to take you to get to the Caribbean Beach Resort, which is where you have to transfer to get to the Epcot? So as you guys might have noticed, I am on the Skyliner. We are heading to the Caribbean Beach Resort, and we're going to transfer over to Epcot. It's probably a little windy sounding in here, and that's just because these large vents overhead are letting in a lot of air. It's very cool in here. Even though there's no AC, the ventilation is incredible. However, you will see it's going to completely mess up your hair day because Nikki's hair is standing about 6 feet up in the air there. So that's one of the things that you may want to consider if you don't want your hair messed up and you want to look absolutely perfect for whatever you're doing later or whatever event you're going to. The Skyliner may not be your best choice, as I've currently just shown you. Again, I did tell you guys this isn't the fastest way to go. It's just not the fastest transportation in the park. The buses are actually faster. From Hollywood Studios, we could have taken the boat over to Epcot, which I know is faster because you don't have to transfer. Now the boat does stop 2 or 3 different places: the boardwalk, the Swan and Dolphin, and somewhere else. But so it does take a little bit of time also, but I think that's around a 15-minute trip. So we'll see if this way is longer, which I know it's going to be, but if this is still a much cooler way to travel. It's much more personable. You're kind of in a cart with probably just your family, unless you're like 1 or 2 people, then you're probably going to get, you know, put with somebody else. But, you know, you're not with a whole boat full of other people. You're kind of just with a small group heading over, and like I said, the views are much better on this than they are on the boat, and it's just an all-around good experience. I'm not sure why they have decided to not allow handicap loading at Hollywood Studios. I don't know if they're having issues or if they're trying to work out the problems that I mentioned in the first video. They're definitely doing it differently this time than they did on opening day when we had all those issues with sitting in line for an hour and 40 minutes going through the disability. So this was much faster. I mean, we didn't sit in line an hour and 40 minutes. It was a 12-minute wait. So obviously that's an improvement. So hopefully Disney just keeps on going with that, because that is a much better way to do this, and it seems like it's working much better. Hopefully, you know, we're not going to have disabled people sitting in lines for hours and hours and hours trying to get on the Skyliner. It seems like this method that they're doing now is going to work much better. We'll see if that's a permanent method or if it's something that changes. I don't know, we'll find out.
One of the things I really like to do is I like to stop and talk to cast members and get their take on what the problem was, if they fixed the problem, and what they've done to fix the problem, because who knows better than a cast member? They're there dealing with this all the time. They're not dealing with just like one complaint, which would be me. They're dealing with hundreds of complaints, hundreds of people's issues with whatever ride or mode of transportation that they're dealing with at that time. So talking to a cast member a lot of times is great. They have a ton of information, and every cast member I've ever run into has been super nice and just willing to just tell me whatever information they have. So I talked to a couple cast members. I'm going to play that audio for you. I didn't put any cast members on video. That's just something I do out of respect. I don't like to film people that are working. It's just, unless they say, hey, can I be in your video? I'm not going to put them on film. So this is what they had to say about the Skyliner and what they did to fix it, which I think has worked very well. So I'm going to play that audio for you guys right now.
Perfect. About how many carts go per handicap cart, do you think?
So every day it's going to be different.
Yep.
Right now we're running 70-second delay, which means it's 1 in 7.
1 in 7.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't really 1 in 7 to 1 in 14 is the way that it was designed.
Yeah, because initially, first day we came, it was 1 in 12.
Correct.
And it was, so basically 12 carts would go,
Yes.
and then another 12 carts would go, and then this one would roll back in. So technically, 24 carts would go for every one.
Yes.
Okay. So today it's going to be 7 and 7, so
Yes.
14 carts for every one handicap.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay, perfect.
But it's still way better than bringing that.
Yeah, so possibly. So when we were at Epcot, we were like, let's say 25 people back.
Right.
And at 25 people back, if you figure 24 carts per load, it took us an hour and 40 minutes at Epcot.
Yeah, that I can imagine. They're working on that.
Oh, they've definitely changed it. 1 in 7 is much better. That's a much faster.
Do we have brakes, man?
Yes, there are brakes on it.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day. We came on opening day and it was 1 in 24 initially, and I guess they've backed it down.
It varies. It just honestly depends on how busy we are too and what's going on with the line. Sometimes if we're having a little bit of a problem with our wave, they'll have to lower the number to make sure we can keep everybody moving swiftly. So
I got you.
It really just depends on what's going on.
Okay.
We waited like 10 hours.
It was an hour and 40 minutes at this station.
Yeah, I was here. We've changed it a little bit since then.
Yep.
We're starting to allow wheelchairs where if they're able to close it up and get on, letting them go through the standby line instead of having them wait.
So initially we went to Hollywood Studios and we were able just to walk right on with this just like it was in the normal line, no problems. We got on and off, no issues. Is that something that we could do? Could we load into the regular line with this without any issues?
Does it have a wheelchair tag on it?
It does. And we also loaded at the regular line today at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, you should be fine. Did someone tell you you had to go?
So the first day when we came here, they stopped us at the very front gate and they told us that we had to go through the handicap line, which we did. But none of the other stations have said that to us.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we changed because we were seeing how bad it was making our line.
Yeah.
Because they wanted everybody to be 100% secure.
Yep.
With like the whole transition since it was new to everybody.
Right.
So we were having anyone with wheelchair tags, sometimes oversized strollers.
Okay.
We have to have them broken down for a reason being if, say, something strange happens. I mean,
So when you say something strange, you mean like some type of power outage and gondolas smashing into each other and people having to be rescued, so you don't want strollers taking up this whole aisle just in case you have to get people off this thing quickly strange? Yeah. So that actually happened before, obviously, the incident happened and they shut down the Skyliner. It was just a coincidence that she said that, but obviously Disney had thought of that ahead of time, that there could possibly be issues where they needed to get people off of this thing. It just so happened that on that night, that was the case. So that is just a coincidence, but it is, you know, it is kind of comical that that's what was actually said, and then of course, hours later, we know something did obviously happen. So
we have to get people out. We're not worried about your stroller. We just need to get the people out.
Yep.
We have to be able to get everyone out. So if they're larger, we usually will have people close them up, just for safety reasons.
Gotcha.
So we were letting people load with double strollers. Since then, no double strollers. They have to close the double stroller down.
Okay. You guys have changed it amazingly. It's much better.
We're trying like little things as they happen. Like, okay, we need to do something about this. It's not working.
So say it's say you guys start off at 1 in 12 for the handicap, and then, or 1 in 24, I should say, and it gets really busy. Can you change that on the fly?
They do have to stop it to change anything, so they would have to stop the whole line, but it just really depends on what's going on.
I got
Sometimes it will also slow everything down more if we have a lot more wheelchair access cabins.
Because the wheelchair access was actually closed at Hollywood Studios, so they had everybody going through standby.
We've been having a few problems with coming around the loop.
So when you say problems, what exactly do you mean? Like problems?
So we have, in order to be able to transport anyone, they had to turn it on.
Our opinion on it is it was much easier at Hollywood Studios. We went through the standby line. It was like a 12-minute wait. They slowed like 4 carts down at a time and just loaded them, and then boom, they took off. It was amazing. Super easy, no problems.
Have any problems just going through the
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right, so we just got off at Epcot, and I'd say that 100% they have changed this amazingly. So right now, you do not have to go through the handicap line. If you feel like you can get on one of these without any issue, you can just go through the standby line, and that's gonna make your day much easier. And they've also cut down the amount of regular carts that go, so there's more handicap carts basically is the way that works. So that's gonna make your day much easier too, even if you do have to stop this thing. All right, buddy, if you were gonna tell everybody out there what you love about the Skyliner the most, what do you love the most about Disney's new Skyliner?
The view.
You love the view the most?
Yeah.
Has it got a really cool view? What about like close to nighttime when the sun was setting? Was that really amazing?
Yeah, and look at that thing right there.
And then another 7 carts go. So now you're only waiting 14 carts. So they've actually knocked that down by around 10 carts for the handicap people. So it's gonna make it much faster. So now you're gonna get out 10 carts faster than you would have during opening day. So obviously that is a change, and a good change. It's gonna be much faster. I don't know if it's just not as busy today, but like I said, the line, we only had 1 handicap family in front of us, so it did make it much faster anyway because we weren't waiting multiple people. But the loading and unloading, even while we were just there, and I showed you guys, the carts were coming in much faster for the handicap side because they have changed that number of carts. So like I said, it is adjustable for Disney. They can move it one way or another depending on capacity or need. So obviously 1 in 12 was too much. That's too many spaces between handicap carts. 1 in 7 seems to be pretty good. They may lower it from there, I don't know. The gentleman I spoke to said between 6 and 12 is where this ride is designed to run. So it won't get much faster than the 7 they're at now. It could go down 1 cart basically. So it's pretty much the fastest it's gonna be, and it seems to be working pretty well. Now I will say, at Hollywood Studios, when we didn't have to go through the handicap line, we went through the regular line, it seemed to go very fast and everybody seemed to not have any issues. I've seen plenty of people in wheelchairs and mobility devices getting onto these without any problems. So that may be an option for you, is to just go through the regular line. Like I said, it was a 12-minute wait and we got right on, no problem. This was a little bit faster because there was only 1 family ahead of us and they're moving the handicap carts a little faster than they were. So like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an update on what they are doing. Disney is working on the issue that we had during opening day. It's definitely better and I think this is going to be a great mode of transportation. I'm hoping they're going to expand this to other parks. That hasn't been talked about yet, but we'll see. And if you are handicapped, previously I said that you should probably stay away from the Skyliner, and at this point, with the changes they've made, I would probably go ahead and give the Skyliner a try. It's definitely faster than it was. You are going to wait a little bit of time, but I mean, hey, it's brand new and it's the Skyliner. I mean, where are you going to go around here and get the views like this? So I'm going to whip you guys around and just show you, because we're coming up to the Riviera and it's a really just nice view.
We're flying to Disney's Riviera Resort with continuing flights to Epcot.
You can hear they're actually using the overhead audio, and during the first day there wasn't enough open audio going on. They actually had that disconnect. It was actually disconnected previously, so now they actually have that rolling, so that's pretty cool. Nikki does not like sky rides or Skyliner type things, just so you guys know. So that nervous, crazy look on her face is just because she's fairly nervous about being this high in the air.
It is a little windy.
It is a little windy, yes. So, but these are pretty stable. I don't think that you would get like motion sickness on this. If you've been on the Sky Ride at Busch Gardens, it's nothing like that. It doesn't move around like that. It's much more stable than that, and it's fully enclosed, so it feels much safer. When you get to the Riviera, the doors are just going to open, and you're going to get a quick glimpse of, you know, the Riviera loading station, which is very nice. I mean, I've seen video inside this hotel. It looks like it's going to be amazing. The hotel looks great. It's themed really well. It looks amazing coming into it, and now, I mean, it has Skyliner access, which is great. So now the doors are going to close, and we're going to be heading off to the rest of our journey, which is Epcot. Alright guys, so now I'm going to talk times, that way you know what kind of travel time you're looking at on the Skyliner. So initially our wait at Hollywood Studios to get to the Skyliner, so from the start of the line to when we actually sat down in a car, it was 12 minutes and 6 seconds. So then from Disney's Hollywood Studios to the Caribbean Beach Resort, which is where you have to transfer to either go to Epcot or go to another resort, it was 5 minutes and 10 seconds. So from Hollywood Studios to Caribbean Beach Resort, 5 minutes, 10 seconds. From the Caribbean Beach Resort to Epcot, it's 14 minutes and 48 seconds, so almost 15 minutes. So if you take the 5 minutes and 10 seconds and add it to your 15 minutes, it's about a 20 to 21 minute ride from Hollywood Studios over to the Caribbean Beach Resort. Now, this does not include the transfer time, so the time you're going to have to wait in line at Hollywood Studios and the time you're going to have to wait in line at the Caribbean Beach Resort, that's probably going to add, let's say, at the minimum 10 minutes per stop, so that's another 20 minutes, so that's about a 40-minute trip round total. That's waiting in line and everything. Obviously, that's going to change a little bit depending on how long the line is when you're actually there, and if they have any technical difficulties. You know, as you guys know, you can obviously get stuck on this thing for quite a long time. So, at the end of the night, we took the boat from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. This is with the stops and everything, so this is total time, 22 minutes, 16 seconds. That will get you from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. So the boat is faster because you're not going to have to, there's no transfer, you're not waiting in line. The only thing you're waiting on is the couple of stops, people getting on and off. That could change the time a little bit, but it's still, like I said, right around that 20-minute mark. So unless the Skyliner, like unless you go on a day and you don't see like anybody in line for the Skyliner, it's definitely quick. The Skyliner could potentially be as quick as the boat, right around that 20-minute mark. But the chances of nobody being in line and you not getting held up at all on the Skyliner are fairly slim to none. So the boat is definitely quicker, but the Skyliner is definitely way more cool. It's way more immersive. It's just it's a better experience on the Skyliner. It's just nice, cool, relaxing. It's a good experience. But if you need to go in a hurry, don't take the Skyliner. Find another mode of transportation. Alright guys, so that was my Skyliner update video. I hope I gave you all the information that you need to know to make your Disney trip better and hopefully to make an informed decision about whether or not you need or want to ride the Skyliner.
So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys some constructions at Magic Kingdom that's going on. The Tron roller coaster is really coming along. I got some really cool shots on that from the People Mover. So I'm going to roll that footage and check out some of my other videos. Like I said, if you're new to this channel or if you're just watching this video because you thought it was cool, please hit that subscribe button for me. Help me out. Leave me some comments. Let me know what your experience was on the Skyliner. If you got stuck, how long were you on the Skyliner? Just give me some feedback in the comments, and I really appreciate it. Check out my videos. Like I said, hit that subscribe button for me, and I'll see you guys later.